This is Spoken by Elswith, a Femdom Hypnosis podcast, Season 4. Welcome to Episode 7. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the Book of Expectations, Sabriel, and everyday life submissives in my life, but we're going to refer to them as my guy. You could be my guy. So let's start in with Sabriel. First of all, it's not a female name. He is not sissified at all unless it's like your typical almost vanilla stuff to do to him to see if he'll blush. I chose the name Sabriel as the trigger word because it's not up there on any baby name or current alive name lists at all. So it's very unlikely that I would ever run across someone with that name. Also, I love that it's an L name, so it means, well, it could mean of God, but we're going to go with of goddess. And when I was first digging around trying to choose something, I saw where Sab meant like prince. So for me, and maybe this flowery romantic moment, decided, okay, prince of a goddess. That works. Now I like to think that in everyday life, this relationship would be a strong one. It would appear very vanilla, maybe traditional to those in the outside world, that the man is a manly man. You know, he can change the tires, he doesn't need to look up how to do basic home repairs, and you would never have to ask him twice to carry a heavy bag, right? Manly man. We'll say, you know, his name could be Frank, or Tariq, or Manuel, or hey, whatever yours is. The name Sabriel is the trigger. I could have used fuck toy, boy toy, or slave boy, but I like having a name for this side of the personality, its own persona or tulpa, whatever word just seems to click with you for that. Now Sabriel, he doesn't have a page in the Book of Expectations because he's not even aware that he's under. So, you know, one might say Sabriel has no real expectations. It's the trigger. It's pure hypno-kink. And it's hypno-kink wish fulfillment. It's about being completely controlled through hypnotic suggestion for that period of time. That snippet of the relationship. If Frank, Tariq, Manuel, etc. were aware of this trigger, well, goodness, they wouldn't be able to trust their own thoughts, their own wants, or desires. Perhaps they wouldn't even be able to trust their memories. I can imagine a world where Tariq thinks last night we just watched a movie and cuddled. How sweet. Instead of the reality of Sabriel being bound and used with all kinds of toys. Perhaps Frank is feeling a bit extra sore or tender in spots today. I feel marvelous. Oh, a long massage will do that. Maybe even a new pedicure. So, there's no book of expectations for Sabriel. Let's talk instead about someone who would know their expectations. And in everyday life, they can dig right through that book, their player's handbook, and see. It includes stuff like how to write a polite note to your mistress, goal setting, guides to positions. Oh, so many positions. Have you done your position training lately? Even how to follow tasks and the definition of permissive circumstances. The list goes on. In the everyday lifestyle mistress life, for a my guy, some would be similar. Having a handy set of positions is, well, handy. You know, manners, they always matter. Unless it's a Sabriel slap kind of situation. I'm sure you remember that session. That one where topping from the bottom, but not really, takes on a fun twist. But back to the my guy thing. It would have things like how to properly tidy up rope, clean toys, or clothing. Etiquette for public, discreet play. Because that's fun at times, certain phrases or gestures that go a long way, and maybe various other acts of service. Now, I obviously don't have a player's guide to playing with Elswith for everyday life. But I do know that at least one dedicated to serving me, my guy, has a bullet journal devoted to it. The reality that it exists, it never fails to make me smile. The same is true for those who keep track of their practice sessions, of how often they follow through with a task or earn a permissive circumstance. You know, that release for when you really need release. And since it's probably been a while, how about I give you one now? Your task is either to create or imagine what your book of expectations for serving me would look like. And after you've done that, keep that in your head as you find release. Sound good? If you want bonus points, you can actually create that journal for yourself and then reward yourself with release.